Imagine walking into a garage worth more than most luxury hotels, a space that holds treasures rarer than diamonds. This isn't just any garage. It belongs to Ralph Lauren, the fashion mogul whose love for style doesn't stop at clothing. His passion for design spills over into the world of automobiles, where he's assembled a collection of some of the rarest, most valuable, and most breathtaking cars ever built. Valued at around $800 million, this private automotive museum has left even world-class car museums begging for a chance to display a piece of his collection. Inside this sanctuary of speed and elegance, you'll find cars that most enthusiasts can only dream about. Fighter jet-inspired Lamborghinis, mysterious and historic Mercedes-Benz models, ultra-rare McLarens, and one Ferrari he bought for a mere $650,000, now worth an astonishing $70 million. Once you discover what's hiding behind these doors, you'll never look at Ralph Lauren the same way again. Let's start at the beginning, with the oldest jewel in Ralph's collection, a car that dates back nearly a century. His 1929 Bentley blower isn't just a piece of history, it's a living legend that once thundered across racetracks in the golden age of motor racing. This particular car competed in the 1930 French Grand Prix, finishing an impressive second before eventually making its way into Ralph Lauren's hands in 1988. The Bentley's lineage is just as fascinating as the car itself. It passed through three remarkable owners: the wealthy aristocrat Dorothy Paget, who was known for her influence in racing circles, a private French collector, and finally Sir Anthony Bamford, one of the most celebrated car collectors in the world. The car, chassis number HR3976, was originally built by Walter Owen Bentley during the company's final years, before the brand faced near financial ruin. When Ralph acquired it, he spared no expense restoring it to its former glory, commissioning a full restoration by Traction Siebert in England in 1990. But what makes this story even more interesting is what happened decades later. In 2020, Bentley decided to create 12 replica versions of this very car, naming them Blower Car Zero. While these replicas sold for millions, Ralph wasn't thrilled. For a purist and a serious collector like him, authenticity is everything. Owning the original means something that money simply cannot replicate. Those 12 continuation models may be expensive, but Ralph's Bentley is absolutely priceless. From British racing heritage, we move to German engineering excellence with Ralph Lauren's 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Gullwing. This car is more than a machine. It's a design icon, a symbol of an era when automotive innovation was reaching new heights. Built in the 1950s by Mercedes-Benz for high-speed endurance races, the 300 SL stunned the world by dominating prestigious events like the 24 Hours of Le Mans and the grueling Carrera Panamericana. With a top speed nearing 160 miles per hour, it was groundbreaking in its time. It was also the first production car to feature direct fuel injection, a technological leap that set new standards in performance. Instantly recognizable for its dramatic upward opening doors, which earned it the French nickname Papillon, meaning butterfly, this car is pure elegance on wheels. Ralph doesn't just own the iconic Gullwing, he also has its sibling, the 300 SL Roadster. His appreciation for the car's design even found its way into his home line, where it inspired several pieces of furniture. As Ralph once said, "Design is design, no matter the form." And he treats this Mercedes like the masterpiece it is, keeping it in flawless condition and even showcasing it at Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance, one of the most prestigious automotive events in the world. Next, we journey to Italy for a car that combines artistry and speed in equal measure, the 1939 Alfa Romeo 8C 2900 Mille. This is not just rare, it is one of only 4 ever built for the legendary Mille race in Italy. To give you an idea of its worth, one example of this model sold at auction for a staggering $19.8 million. Designed by the brilliant Vittorio Giano and crafted by Carrozzeria Touring, the Alfa Romeo 8C 2900 is a sculpture in motion, with a streamlined body that looks like it's slicing through the wind, even while standing still. Ralph purchased this car from Bill Seri and later entrusted it to Paul Russell and Company for a meticulous restoration. The result was spectacular, and in 2005, The car went on to win Best in Class at Pebble Beach, cementing its status as one of the finest pre-war sports cars ever built. If the Alfa is a masterpiece, then the 1938 Bugatti Type 57 SC Atlantic is the crown jewel of Ralph Lauren's collection. Often referred to as the most beautiful car ever made, the Atlantic is one of the rarest and most sought-after automobiles in the world. Only 4 were built, and today just 3 survive. The fourth disappeared after the death of its designer, Jean Bugatti, and has become the stuff of legend, known as La Voiture Noire. Ralph's Atlantic is a rolling piece of art, with its teardrop-shaped body, horseshoe grille, and the distinctive riveted seam that runs along the top, like the spine of a prehistoric creature. From the elegance of the Atlantic, we step into the shadows of mystery with Ralph Lauren's 1930 Mercedes-Benz SSK, better known as the Count Trossi. Out of the 42 SSKs ever built, this one is the rarest and most intriguing. It began life as a bare chassis sent to Japan in 1930, but returned unsold and later received a custom body in Italy. The identity of the person who built this one-of-a-kind body remains a mystery to this day. The car eventually found its way into the hands of Count Carlo Felice Trossi, who not only owned it, but is believed to have influenced its final design. After years of changing owners, and then there's the icon among icons, Ralph Lauren's 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO, the holy grail of car collecting. The GTO is widely considered the most valuable car in existence, and Ralph's example is worth around $70 million. Here's the kicker. He bought it for just $650,000 back in 1985. That makes it one of the greatest automotive investments ever made. Built for FIA Group 3 Grand Touring Racing, the 250 GTO came with a V12 engine producing nearly 300 horsepower, and only 36 were ever built between 1962 and 1964. Back then, you couldn't just buy one. Enzo Ferrari himself had to personally approve you as an owner, which added an extra layer of exclusivity. Today, the GTO is more than a car. It's a piece of history and an undeniable symbol of prestige. But Ralph's garage doesn't stop there. It's a wonderland filled with some of the most iconic machines ever conceived. Among them is the 1954 Ferrari 375 Plus, one of only 5 ever made, powered by a 5-liter V12 engine that produced an incredible 330 horsepower. This car wasn't perfect. It was heavier than most competitors and lacked disc brakes, but it made up for it with raw power and historic victories, including wins at Le Mans and the Carrera Panamericana. Ralph also owns a McLaren F1LM, one of just 5 ever built, created to celebrate McLaren's dominant performance at the 1995 24 Hours of Le Mans. His LM is believed to be the only one of its kind in the United States. And if that weren't enough, he also owns a 1998 McLaren F1 and a rare Ameritech F1, one of only 7 modified for U.S. roads. His passion for speed spans across decades, from vintage race cars like the 1955 Porsche 550 Spider, Porsche's first purpose-built race car, to modern hypercars like the McLaren P1 and Porsche 918 Spider. Speaking of the 918, Ralph didn't settle for just one. He owns 2, both equipped with the Weissach package for ultimate performance. He also has a Lamborghini Reventon, one of only 16 ever built, designed with fighter jets as inspiration. And then there's the Ferrari LaFerrari, the brand's first hybrid hypercar, delivering an astonishing 950 horsepower. Every one of these machines is stored in a secret climate-controlled garage in New York, a sanctuary where history and innovation coexist. Occasionally, Ralph brings these cars into the spotlight, whether at Pebble Beach or even his own fashion shows, where he once turned his garage into a runway, merging his 2 great loves, fashion and automobiles. What makes this collection even more impressive is Ralph Lauren's journey. He didn't start with wealth or privilege. His first job was selling ties, and from there, he built a fashion empire brick by brick. For him, cars are not just modes of transportation. They're expressions of design, engineering, and artistry. When asked to name his favorite car, Ralph gave a thoughtful response. Cars are like children. It's very hard to say that any one of them is your favorite. That answer perfectly sums up his passion, a love for beauty and craftsmanship in every form.